An epilogue. It didn't always go so well for Herod. In 8 BC, Nabateans crossed the border and attacked his territory. He led a campaign against the Nabateans, defeated them. The Nabateans sent an embassy to Rome and complained to Augustus. Augustus sent a letter to Herod in which he wrote, "I have treated you as a friend until now. Now I will treat you as a subordinate." If anybody knows their Roman history and knows Roman culture, that is the formal breaking off of Amicitia. You do it formally. When Augustus did this with some Romans, they committed suicide. It was that powerful an act. Herod was in distress. He sent his best diplomat. After all other attempts had failed over months, he sent his best diplomat to Rome to plead his case. A character named Nicolaus of Damascus, a Syrian. He wrote books on philosophy. He wrote a biography of Augustus. Is he a Greek? He's Mediterranean. He went to Rome, and he turned the case for Herod, proved that Herod had been unjustifiably accused, friendship was restored, and Nicolaus became a friend of Augustus. Herod died in AD 4, and Nicolaus moved to Rome, where he lived happily ever after. Another example of an emerging Mediterranean society that is Greek and Roman, but not completely so. Thanks.
15 minutes for questions.
Sure. I don't know if I have any answers.
Excuse me, from the very beginning, right to the very end, you kept referring to Athens as the greatest city.
Yeah. First city, the greatest city.
Greatest city.
I'm talking in terms of reputation. Yeah. I'm not necessarily claiming it was. I'm just saying from the point of view.
Because I would say culturally and intellectually, of course, yes. But in virtually every other sense, politically, economically, and otherwise, even before the sack of Sulla, Athens, the statue of Athens was reduced to that of a provincial city in the Roman Empire.
I would agree.
And after Sulla, it was, devastating.
Yeah, but the point I was I was deliberately using that term again and again. I should have put it in quotation marks or something. It's his reputation I'm talking about. Yeah, Corinth may be a good place to do trade and stuff, but do you really want your statue there? No. You want your statue on the Acropolis. That's the point I was making about talking about the person. And that's why Augustus would, after a decade of apparently not getting a satisfactory apology from the Athenians, decided to stop by and really put the screws to him. I mean, what he did was an insult of the first order. To have a man of his stature at that point to go to Sparta and give them an island and reside in their city, and then go directly to Athens and take an island away and sit on that island and sit on the island that was taken away and just look at Athens for the winter. My point is that it has a certain kind of stature that he was addressing, and that's why why we should be concerned with the relations of Augustus and Athens as opposed to the relations of Augustus and Matinee. They probably had good relations, but some other place.
Thebes.
Larissa, Thebes, yeah. Well, nobody cares about Thebes, except for Aristophanes. Good for making jokes. Yes.
Do you think that you arguing that the Athenians gave that title to him?
No, I'm saying not that they gave it to him, but they gave it to him. Yeah, I think it was their probably not that it was their invention. No, but yes, I think they may have decided to do it on their own to give it to him. Yeah.
It's not something that he's styled.
That I don't think so. That's what I was thinking. I haven't actually gone through and checked the sources, but I did a PHI TLG search of Philomaeus, went all the way through, set them up by dates, and there's no reference to Herod, and there is no example that I could find, other than historians talking about Joe Blow being Philomaeus, but there is no example of someone being called Philomaeus by another group in this context. They either claim they are Philomaeus in their own kind of proclamations and so on, or they're called that by historians. But this is the only example I know of a community referring to another leader in this honorific form as Philomilos, at least this early.
But as we don't have any evidence, there's no reason why we can't, for the sake of argument, assume that this is how he styled himself.
Well, we do have a great deal of evidence about Herod, and there's no reference elsewhere to him as Philomilos. I mean, there's a fair number of inscriptions that refer to him, and I don't think they refer to him as Philomilos, if I recall. Well, as I said, I couldn't find it in
This seems a very funny honorific for Athenians to give, because it has nothing to do with them.
That's the point. It doesn't have anything to do with them, but they're mentioning the point that they're honoring Herod because he's Philomilos, because he bridged the gap for them. You see my point?
Yeah, I'd like to believe it. There's enough evidence for it.
Enough evidence for
that title being something that the Athenians gave Herod.
Well, where do you think it came from then? Do you think
I think it's something that he styled himself as.
But so do you think they were just they were naming him Herod Philomilos almost like a name that he called himself, and they just put it into their decree? Okay. Yeah. I don't know of any other evidence for it elsewhere.
Of course.
And I'd like to check, by the way,
Those who are interested in this stuff, I presume you two were really stymied, because we don't have Hebrew.
Yeah.
We can't read the Hebrew text, and I don't know if there's a Hebrew text that refer to him as that.
Don't know. I don't know. But I think I've done enough in Josephus that if there were something, I think it would be mentioned.
Does Josephus generally refer to other Jewish kings or Oriental kings with their honorifics like this?
Good question. I think he does. Well, wait a minute, I should say, no, he doesn't necessarily use honorifics. He uses characterizations, but not honorifics. Yeah, not honorifics.
Clearly Herod did something for him.
Yeah.
And it might very well be that, but as we have no evidence for Herod taking any interest in Athens while Athens before that, I don't think, as you say, it's not among the things that places that Herod gave money for the gymnasium and various other things for. I think, as I said, I think your argument is intriguing, but at the moment I'm not convinced by it.
Well, the only thing I would say is that the very strangeness of it, the very oddness of it, the use of the term by the Athenians of Herod, if it's not something he claims and uses as kind of his cognomen, and the fact that there's no other evidence that Herod ever did anything for Athens, but the damn statue is there. Mm-hmm. It would seem that the logical thing is he did something for Athens indirectly with the Romans.
Yes, well, I think you could establish some of this by not emphasizing quite so much on the idea that the Athenians, as they say, invented this or gave him this honorific, because the kings have thousands of honorifics, and you will pick one, or three or four, to emphasize the qualities of your Hellenistic king or dynasty that you feel particularly appropriate to the situation that you're honoring the monarch in. And this might be that case. It might be not that they called him Philomilos, but that he was Philomilos. That's what he called himself, and that's what he was.
Yeah.
So they thought rather than king of the Jews or friend of Athens.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the evidence for if there is other evidence for him calling himself. I haven't come across any. Yeah, that's the only. But you're right. I mean, you could probably spend some time sitting down going through the honorifics that Greeks use in their inscriptions in general for these types of characters. The other thing is I haven't done enough inscriptions to know that looks pretty formulaic to me. I haven't done enough inscriptions to know if that's the formula you use when someone's giving you a cash gift. Maybe there might be proof from other cases.
Well, you see it mean a whole bunch of things, but it means building or something like that.
I haven't done that.
Noia is a vast range.
Yeah. But the reflexive is interesting though into itself.
That does emphasize
into the evidence. I think the tavernas are open.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.